welcome to Business Unusual. We continue looking at social geopolitical shifts and impact in our lives as kingdom business people. And we say that we're in a new landscape that is defined by three things: new ideas, disruptive technology, and emerging behavior. But in this new place, this new landscape, there's a new business person with qualities that make him or her be able to survive in this new place. Now, we are saying that this person must possess some qualities that cause them to become the kind of person who can run business in this season. My name is Susan Opio.
And my name is Charles Opio.
Now, we continue looking at the qualities of the kingdom business person that we are talking about. And of course, we are talking about the ability to master complexity. We've already dealt with that. And I hope you can go back and watch that series. Now, we talked about system thinking. We talked about scenario planning. We talked about predictive modeling. Now, we want to start looking at three things that complete these qualities of a kingdom business person. And I think it's good to start with collaboration.
Collaboration. Now, collaboration is a new word in this environment, because in the past we've not been taught about collaboration, we've been taught about competition. One word that is missing in our list is competition.
Okay, yes, we don't have that. We don't have that. That's not a quality for this season.
It's not a quality at all in this new environment. Because collaboration, you see, competition has even created very useless organizations. In other words, we have been impressed by organizations that are operating at 40% capacity. What do I mean by that? When you have a major organization and you cause your teams to compete, you've just broken the power of collaboration.
And now competition reduces their output.
Yes, because the company's final output, end of the year, is which team did better. That kills collaboration.
So you affect their productivity when we bring in competition.
Exactly.
Collaboration, when you talk about collaboration, giving an example, when you talk about when you go to the beach, at the shore, you find competition.
Of course.
Competing on who will, you know, when the waves are coming.
Those,
when they're just landing, everybody's competing just to get that feel of the wave.
Exactly.
When you go into the deep waters,
you find people who are few and collaborating. There are risks. People care about each other. Things in the deep, things are different.
You actually care about, that's a very powerful quality. You care about others.
In the deep, you warn each other, you query each other, you give each other experiences.
And when you're going into the deep, you always look at the others and like, are we together? Are we still in doing this together?
That's a picture.
Collaboration.
So collaboration becomes key. Collaboration between individuals, collaboration between teams, collaboration between organizations. Because that's one thing we've never taught. Because, listen, the reason some of the major technologies in the world are ahead of governments is collaboration.
And right now you find organizations that can fund governments. Just because of collaboration.
I will give a real story. There was a time I was consulting for a government, and one of the stories was very interesting. That their problem is that they wanted to enter something called the e-government status. E-government is when all government systems are working together. But each government department had procured different technologies from different vendors.
Yet it's one government.
They never thought about a day would come when they would need to interface between each other. Now we had to provide a new technology that literally caused
all of them to talk.
Exactly.
In that sense.
We literally had to develop what is called API. Application Protocol Interfaces. That makes people interface between two systems that would be different, but they now need a collaborating point where they can share relevant information that each needs.
I think that's what you talked about. We've been talking about the difference between analog and digital mentalities, and that is one of them. Where you come and say, this is our ministry, that's my docket, therefore I have my own technology of how we run. But in my acquiring this technology, I did think that a time will come when it will make a demand for 4 dockets to talk.
And when the, you know, we have political leaders. They wake up tomorrow and swap ministries. They wake up tomorrow and merge ministries. Then we have chaos. Simply because collaboration was never defined.
And when we talk about collaboration, we are talking about the process of 2 or more people or organizations working together to complete a task. Not to compete,
to complete a task. In other words, we work backwards. Remember scenario planting? Predictive models. Once that is clear, we ask, who and who needs to work together to arrive. Which companies do we need to make our friends?
Yes.
Which ones do we need their technologies? What value are they adding to us? What value are we adding to them? Collaboration is when I say, you know what, I need you, but you also need me.
Yes. Actually, it's that coming to a place of acknowledgement.
Yes.
I know what I'm doing. And there are times you ask yourself, this is what I'm doing. Why do I need to reinvent the wheel when organization B has exactly what we need at this point in time?
In fact, you can merge. Lack of collaboration creates wastage. Because you're struggling and delaying a model when somebody has a solution.
So you're wasting both resources and time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we came from a place of secretiveness. Remember the days when your phone number can't be given out?
Yes.
Nowadays, it is the most obvious thing. In fact, everybody knows your number.
I think every time you walk into a place, the first thing you give at the entrance is your phone number. Simple. And there's somebody who still feels like, if your analog mentality is like, no, don't give my phone number. Yet,
you know, I've always laughed about that argument.
Yeah.
Why should I give my phone number? Why should I give my ID number? Listen, they're not yours.
Okay.
They were issued to you by an organization that has them. They are not your secrets. You didn't invent them. Somebody gave them to you.
Yeah.
So it's not yours.
But I think coming to that place when we are talking about digital world.
Yes.
When we are saying in this world, there's no secret when it comes to your phone number.
There's nothing.
Actually, the only thing that is secret in the digital world is your PIN.
And even that is not secret.
Not anymore.
You know, the sense is that it is secret to you. You have to trust the organization that developed it, that they created a system where even they don't know it.
So that's what we are saying, that the only thing you can say it's your secret is your PIN number.
That's
Anything else, any other document is out there. It's only your PIN number you're being told. When you're putting your PIN number, you alone, don't show somebody that one is there. But your ID is being asked everywhere you go. Actually, you want to travel, you have to give your ID.
Let me tell you what your PIN really does. Your PIN just tells you to confirm that the you they know is you.
Yes.
It's nothing else.
The you that filled the
In other words, they have a you that you're claiming to be. So your PIN is the confirmation that that is you.
So we're talking about collaboration.
Collaboration.
In the collaboration, in that collaboration, you become open, no longer secretive.
Yeah.
That's what you are saying.
Why? Because you know endpoints. Well, collaboration is okay with people who know they are unique. Collaboration is a problem with copycats.
Oh, yes. If you know this is my own creation,
I
came up with
added
this
value
idea,
to it. Yes.
I mean, that means you can come up and
say,
we can
collaborate. I'm not scared.
But if I copy it from somewhere,
exactly.
Now we are talking to the kingdom business people and we are saying, look at your business and ask yourself, how secretive are you?
Yes.
Is it because it was copied or you feel you're in a season where somebody else can take and run with it?
Exactly.
If it is yours, it cannot go anywhere.
And if your secrets are easy to steal, are they really secrets?
I think we go to the next quality. Let's talk about experimentation.
Now, this is crucial because we come from a place where experimentation is discouraged, not encouraged.
Yeah.
What is experimentation? Trying things out to see if they work.
Okay.
We have this idea of convincing people things will work that we've never tried.
Yes.
Remember where we came from? Predictive modeling. That builds into experimentation. Predictive modeling tells you that, you know what, we've looked at this and it looks like it won't work. So how do you solve that? Experimentation.
Yes.
Where you say, now, let us try.
And see if this works.
Exactly.
I think where this might not work very well, I don't know whether they are analog or what the mentality behind it is, when you go to banking, they will never fund a new idea. There's no experimentation department that says, by listening to this person, your own team tells you this will work out.
Let me tell you, banks don't fund ideas. I know you thought they did.
Yes.
No. Banks sell money. They want to see if your idea is worth it. Simple.
So they need a group that will listen to you.
They want guarantee that you will make them money. But you think they are giving you money to make money.
So when you talk about a bank that only funds that which has happened before, it's a bank that is thinking analog.
And that is why you'll hear about investment banks. If you meet the people in investment banks, they have the ability to fund ideas.
They can see the future. They can listen to you and say, this thing is new. This is disruptive.
Because a lot of the money placed in investment banks were placed by people whose ideas were proven and they know how ideas are made.
so they believe in the future.
Exactly.
When they hear you, they can tell you there's a future you're trying to work out.
Exactly.
And that future is wonderful, and I want to be part of it.
That's it.
Now, when you're talking about experimentation,
yes,
we are saying that experiments provide insight into cause and effect by demonstrating what outcome occurs when a particular factor is manipulated.
Yes.
That's what you're saying about experimentation.
That's experimentation.
Yes.
Because experimentation is not a simple trial and error. Experimentation is saying, listen, we want to get the best out of this. To get the best out of this, we have to try things that are outside our comfort zone.
Oh, yes. Things that we have not seen with our eyes.
Exactly.
But there's something, you know, when you say there's something inside of me that tells me
exactly,
this will work out.
Absolutely.
Prediction.
And sometimes it doesn't. And by it not working, you have eliminated something.
Okay, let's talk about that. So you're saying it will not work, but
yes,
I put my money in it.
Good.
So experimentation says I
yes,
can even put my money knowing very well.
Exactly. Yes, it can go, but in that process of that mistake working, something else is discovered. Now that's why it's important. See, many times, many of the inventions we are great about today, and one day we'll dedicate a different show to that, came out of a mistake of another experiment. In other words, they're experimenting for something else. They discovered in the process something else.
Different.
And that thing became the solution. So there's nobody who sat down and invented that thing.
Yes.
It came almost by accident.
What do you call a mistake?
Because of experimentation.
So what are you saying to a kingdom business person when it comes to the issue of experimentation?
Basically saying there is no business without risks and without failure. Let me put it this way. Failure is not your enemy unless you stop at it.
Okay.
That's when it's your enemy.
Yeah.
But failure is the best way to learn how to eliminate processes. So experimentation is where you sit down and say, there are chances I could lose money on this. That's experimentation.
Okay.
If you want guarantees, you're not experimenting.
Yes.
You know, I'll put money in this. How sure are you we will make? I am not.
That's a question of many financiers.
Yes.
How sure are you this I'll get my money back?
I am not sure.
I think that's the best answer.
Yeah, I am not.
Yes.
We are going to try this. If it fails, we lost money and we learned something. If it works, but that does not mean foolishness, no. It means you've seen the parameters look possible.
Yes.
Your experiment to prove for yourself. That's why nowadays there's another term you'll keep hearing. Proof of concept. Proof of concept.
Yes.
That is the result of what? Experimentation.
Yes.
You cannot get a proof of concept if you've not experimented. So proof of concept, that is why even the best companies nowadays will give you what is called the light version of something.
Yes.
Yeah, say for free.
Yes.
Try it. Give us your response.
Come and tell us. Give us a feedback, meaning a wise company is even saying
yes,
they're using the public.
Exactly.
You're not going to employ people to come and sit here and tell us the no.
Of
use
course.
the public.
Yes.
The real users of this product.
Let me tell you, the future landscape is a landscape of primary experimentation. Get that into your head. You're going to experiment every day. You're going to try things. You have to become that person who tries things. Listen, let's take any field. Let's take food. Okay. Who is a chef? An experimenter.
Comes up with something new, but they fail.
Of course.
At times they'll
sometimes
come and tell
it tastes
you, I
terrible.
mixed these two things and it is terrible.
Yeah.
But I have learned how not to do it.
Exactly. So this time around, I've realized that when I put these pieces together, I got this bad taste. What caused the bad taste? This one. Can we take that out and put something else in? That's experimentation.
Yes.
This time, it works. And if it works, when experiments pay off,
they pay off well.
They pay off
now,
well.
you realize that experimentation is not for everyone.
Nope.
It's for pioneers.
Of course.
Because when you talk about, I can do this and lose, only a pioneer can say.
Yes.
Because there's something inside of me telling me there is more to life than just what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Only a pioneer can be able to do that.
Now, what does that also tell you?
Yes.
Don't do business for survival.
Okay.
You'll never experiment.
No. Survivors cannot.
You'll never.
Actually, there's a word we use, more
Yes.
so in our country, when you talk about survival,
yes,
when you talk about hustling, those kind of people cannot experiment.
Okay, let me give you the dictionary term for hustle. One who tries to take advantage of others.
Okay.
That's a hustler.
Yeah.
Simple. We try to change the meaning and say to hustle is to work hard. No, it isn't.
Yes.
To hustle is one who is looking for that opportunity and that gap. And hustle also talks of competition, one who elbows people out of the way.
Yeah.
So all those pictures are wrong.
That word cannot be used by a kingdom business person.
No.
You cannot be a kingdom business person who says, I want to download patterns from heaven to implement in the earth, yet you're saying, by the way, this is my side hustle.
You can't have. There's no side in the kingdom.
Yes.
It's your permanent place. So listen, you should be experimenting. The counterfeit is hustle. The counterfeit is hustle, because the hustler is one who tries everything. Whatever works, works. What doesn't work, work. And you're not looking for any result. You're just looking to survive.
Yes.
All right?
So there's a language you cannot use as a kingdom business person. You're saying, I'm going to experiment. And what am I saying? I love what you just said. Experimentation means you can try and lose.
Absolutely.
Can we come to that?
Absolutely. In fact, let me give you a little breakdown, like we said. What do you do? And there's something you said about manipulating a factor.
Yes.
For an outcome. It means whenever I'm experimenting, and this is the thing, don't be the person who is quick unless it's a very dangerous environment.
Yes.
Okay? Let's also be cautious.
Okay.
If you're not into electrical things, don't experiment.
Okay.
We might have a very disastrous result because you don't know. Experimentation here has got to do with, it is a sphere you understand, but you're pushing the boundaries.
You are saying there's more to life than what I've just experienced.
Exactly.
You don't settle for what you know. You
That's
say there must be something else beyond what we know.
Exactly.
Can we talk about discovery-led innovation?
Now, discovery-led innovation is an entirely different ballgame, but you cannot enter discovery-led innovation if you cannot handle experimentation. Because it's experimentation that gives birth to discovery-led innovation. Notice the term discovery. You cannot discover if you're not experimenting. That means as you're experimenting, you're documenting.
Yes.
You're paying attention. As you're taking new leads out. So there are two sides to discovery-led innovation. There's the one side that comes out of experimentation.
Yes.
Where as you try new things, as you experiment something, you discover, I found a more efficient way to do this. Now that new way is going to help me come up with a new idea. All right?
Yes.
Okay, let's take an example. Elon Musk. We all know he has really pushed the boundary on electric cars.
Oh, yes.
And we're all focusing on electric cars, when that's not the real issue. The real issue is that his innovation and experimentation and innovation-led discovery on electric cars has given us the best solar batteries we've ever had. So what has he done? He has pioneered innovation in batteries.
That's what we are saying. You have to be a pioneer.
Exactly.
There must be something deeper in Elon Musk that pushes him to break the boundaries.
Now that discovery is going to affect even our phones.
Okay.
Because our biggest problem in electronics is sustainable power.
Yes.
Clean energy that can
tell me now I have a battery that can do how many hours, or it cannot.
Exactly. And now we come from a place where, what did we know? Battery power is the bigger the battery,
the more the power.
That's why most of our first cell phones were ugly. The problem wasn't the technology, it was the battery.
They were like weapons.
Exactly. So today we're reaching a place where the batteries can get thinner and smaller and better because of what? Experimentation and innovation. So it could have been done for cars, it's benefiting phones.
And many other things that tomorrow somebody else will come and say, since Elon Musk has already done this, why don't we merge?
Take that idea.
Have an idea where I can take it to a different side that he's not interested in.
So his discovery becomes the seed rock of someone else's product.
So we don't settle that you have discovered something.
No.
That innovation, we don't say, by the way, he has just discovered, but now we ask ourselves, with that innovation, what can I do with it?
Exactly.
It takes you further to another level,
Yeah, and how do they do innovation-led, discovery-led innovation?
Yes.
The more they push their cars, the further the cars drive, the more the other components in the car get to use that battery. And then you're able to create better panels, because you want better solar panels that might be cuter, that is actually a roof of a car, you can't tell it's a panel.
Yes.
Look at innovation. So do they deal with panels? No. Someone else is going to improve because of that experimentation. We are back at collaboration.
Just what I'm hearing from you, somebody listening and saying, my only desire is that in the next so long, I want to work hard so that I buy a car. And you're telling them the kind of car you're about to buy.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
You might be very happy to buy an analog car in a digital age, my friend.
There we go again.
Everything has changed.
You have to keep hearing how things, and you know, the more we have these discovery-led innovations,
yes,
the more the world is changing.
Absolutely.
That's how we end up saying that in this age, if you have a typewriter, it's a wonderful tool,
yes,
to keep in a museum.
Oh, very nice to keep.
Don't throw it away.
Yeah.
But
so remind you of where you're coming from.
Yes. But
yes,
we are saying you cannot now sit and say that I have these typewriters. In fact, anyone who is getting rid of their typewriters, bring them to me because I have this business. You won't have business. You'll just have a collection.
Exactly.
So when you talk of discovery-led innovations,
yes,
they are changing the world.
They're changing the world. And part of, I said the first part is the internal looking,
yes,
in terms of what technologies based on our experience and operations. The second side of innovation, where that comes from discovery,
yes,
has to do with consumers.
Okay.
Having insights into consumer behavior.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that.
Knowing what is working for them, listening to them. You see, in the past, we knew that, why did we have a customer care department?
Yes.
Their work was to listen to complaints.
Okay.
Not to suggestions.
Yes. Complaints. Call me when there's something wrong with our product.
Exactly.
Oh.
And their first job was to defend the product.
Yes, definitely.
Even if it is wrong. And to make you feel good about yourself.
Yes.
No matter what. And to make you really feel they care. Customer?
Care.
Care. That's not a solution.
We care about the customer. And we, like you're saying, I
yes,
like that. Every time we call the customer care line,
yeah,
90% of the time we are complaining about something.
Yes.
The question is, can I go back to this complaint, go 4 years down the line and ask yourself, is the same complaint coming back 4 years later?
Now.
Meaning, what are we doing
yes,
about the customer care calls?
So here is where we are going,
all right,
to the consumer side.
Yes.
Where encourage the customer care person to keep record of the complaints, not to hide them.
Okay.
Because you don't want to hear bad news, no, you better hear.
You better hear.
Because maybe your competitor
yes,
is hearing the bad news about you.
Yes.
And they're improving on your bad news.
On your bad news.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's the first side. So like I said, how do you move a customer care to a new place where they listen to the problem, not to the complaint?
Yes.
All right?
Can we talk about that again?
Yes.
Let's go back to that statement.
Yeah.
You're listening to the
problem, not the complaint.
Yes.
The person may be angry, they may be emotional, they may be offended, they may have all sorts of issues. You don't know what that is, but go deeper and hear.
What's the problem?
What is the problem? Is it technical? Is it product use? Is it something wrong with how we positioned you? Is it that you bought something and misunderstood what we made it for?
That means marketing.
Yes.
That our marketing team is not conveying the real message.
Exactly.
Yes.
When you get that data and put it together, that's why we need technology. Real-time leaders should be collecting all that information and gathering insights from it.
So we're talking about, again, talking about this is data analysis.
Yes.
Where you say, okay, we've received all these calls. What is the message?
What are they saying to us about?
What are they saying?
And are these messages specific to a product?
Okay.
Are they specific to a service? Are they specific to a particular time?
Are they
all
specific
those are
to
matters.
people?
Exactly.
So you're looking the whole thing, you're saying there's the people, there's the products,
exactly,
there's everything concerning your organization.
Yes.
What are you hearing?
And then the second part
yes,
is to start hearing from people who use your products how they can improve. So it's not complaints anymore.
Okay.
It is compliments and suggestions.
Okay. So
you know, in most countries,
encourage people, please give us your feedback.
You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
Analog. Suggestion box usually means complaints box.
Yes.
It never actually means a suggestion box.
And the question is, when we talk about a suggestion box, you know, analog is analog. When you talk about a suggestion box, the person opening and reading those, you're complaining about them.
Yes.
This is your department.
Of course, they will not pass it on.
that person is going to do that? That's
no.
why we're talking about analog versus digital.
Absolutely.
A digital world run by analog, we are going nowhere.
So what is happening? We have a product, it is good, it is doing well.
Yes.
But we want it to improve.
Yes.
So what are we doing? We are listening to the complaints. We are listening to the people who are speaking to us.
Yes.
We are listening to the people who like us. We are listening to the people who don't know about us.
Yes.
We are listening to everybody, and that is helping us innovate.
That means you don't have fear
but now,
of hearing.
here's the third place.
Yeah.
First place, customer care.
Yes.
Second place, Complement. Third place, staff. The people who are working on this product, the people who are making it work, listen to them. The people in the team, listen to them. Sometimes the guys in one department in manufacturing, listen, come and ask them, guys, how can we improve this process? What is the new thing? Listen inside.
So now you're saying you should have time when we can come together to listen.
Yes.
We are hearing. You've had calls.
Absolutely.
You've been to the field.
Yes.
You have been selling.
Yes.
All these questions, all these answers.
Exactly.
I mean, you hear and you can get a solution from your users.
Absolutely.
We're talking about a kingdom business person.
Absolutely.
A person who is saying that in this season, there are qualities I need to have. And we talked about the ability to master complexity, the system thinking, scenario planning, predictive modeling, collaboration, experimentation, and discovery-led innovation.
Yes.
Those are the qualities of the kind of business person we are talking to. And when we talk about this person, we are saying this is a kingdom business person. And that's why we call this business unusual. Keep tracking.